actually just fainted. Dave? Well, that's the other thing about the for sure. Like, even if you have a credential, exactly. What's got to just walk right past security? They'll always crack it. Exactly. Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Swope Soccer Village for tonight's match between your reigning NWSL champion Blues and the visiting Portland Thorns. Thank you for coming and enjoy tonight's action. FC Kansas City fans, please welcome the referees and players onto the pitch. The Walk of Champions is brought to you by RG Federal Credit Union. FC Kansas City fans, here is the starting lineup for this evening's opponent, the Portland Thorns. Team captain number 5, defender Kat Williamson. In goal, number 18, Michelle Betos. Number 2, defender Emily Menges. Number 7, midfielder Sinead Fairley. Number 9, defender Claire Polkinghorn. Number 10, midfielder Allie Long. Number 11, defender Kaylin Kyle. Number 12, forward Christine Sinclair. Number 14, forward Jody Taylor. Number 17, midfielder Tobin Heath. And number 77, midfielder McCall Zerboni. The Portland Thorns are coached by Caleb Porter. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to introduce tonight's starting lineup for your FC Kansas City. Team captain number 4, defender Becky Sauerbrunn. In goal, number 18, Nicole Barnhard. Number 3, defender Becca Moros. Number 6, midfielder Jen Buskowski. Number 8, forward Amy Rodriguez. Number 9, midfielder Heather O'Reilly. Number 13, defender Leanne Robinson. Number 14, defender Yael Averbush. Number 15, midfielder Erica Timrak. Number 17, defender Amy Lepelbit. And number 25, midfielder Mandy Laddish. The head coach of FC Kansas City is Vlatko Andonovski. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for FC Kansas City. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and direct your attention to the center of the field as Comets Galaxy girl Courtney Rostifer sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets had gone, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Our thanks to Courtney Rostifer for tonight's national anthem.
And welcome into Swope Soccer Village in Kansas City, Missouri for this presentation of the National Women's Soccer League. The visitors, the Portland Thorns FC, taking on the home side, FC Kansas City. FC Kansas City in their traditional blue tops, white shorts, and blue socks. And the Portland Thorns in their black and white tops, black shorts, and black socks. Joined by Jillian Carroll, I am Brad Porter, and a short time period between games this week for teams in the National Women's Soccer League, but it is crunch time and no time to rest.
Yeah, definitely. The girls we're all in the hunt for the playoffs right now, so every point counts and definitely should be an exciting match.
FC Kansas City, coached by Vlatko Andonovski, in his third season. Of course, they won the NWSL Championship in 2014. Played these Portland Thorns in the semifinals in each of the first 2 years of the NWSL, with each winning side going on to win the championship. Portland in 2013, FC Kansas City a season ago. Each team with identical 6-6-4 records with 22 points from 16 games, tied for fourth place. That final playoff spot in the NWSL, but FC Kansas City with a +5 goal differential versus a +3 for Portland. So technically, FC Kansas City has fourth place. FC Kansas City coming off the 4-0 home win over Western New York, getting goals from Leanne Robinson, her first of the season, Y'all Averbush, Heather O'Reilly, and Jen Buskowski getting the shutout from Nicole Barnhart. And Portland coming off a massive 2-1 win over the Chicago Red Stars, the second-place team in the NWSL, getting a brace from Allie Long in front of nearly 16,000 at Providence Park. I'll set the starting lineups for you shortly, just to let you know what you're looking at here. Portland is on the left side of your screen in their black and white tops. They'll be moving from our left to our right. FC Kansas City in their tops and white shorts will be moving from our right to our left. Starters for Portland unchanged from their last game. Kat Williamson, Claire Polkinghorn, Allie Long, Caitlin Kyle, Christine St. Clair, Jody Taylor, Tobin Heath, Michelle Betos in goal, Ellie Menges, Sinead Farley, the former FC Kansas City player, and McCall Zerboni. For FC Kansas City, just one change as Y'all Averbush is into the starting 11 in place of Sarah Hagan, with Becca Moros, Becky Sauerbrunn, Jen Buskowski, Amy Rodriguez, Heather O'Reilly, Leanne Robinson, Erica Timrack, Nicole Barnhart in goal, and Mandy Laddish patrolling that midfield.
And Brad, we actually just got a last-minute replacement for Portland. Number 6, Mana Shim, is in for number 14, Jody Taylor.
I think somebody would given you a heads up before to kind of watch for that, so that was last minute. Taylor was scheduled to start, but she is out. So Mana Shim, the 23-year-old from Honolulu, is into the starting lineup tonight, making her 13th start and 16th appearance for the Portland Thorns. Now this could be odd for FC Kansas City. Amy Rodriguez with Heather O'Reilly cutting through the middle. Still Rodriguez. Sliding tackle, still Rodriguez. Looking for options, goes across to the far post, and it's headed away by Portland. And it's out of danger, at least initially. Sinead Farley trying to clear. Out to Tobin Heath, World Cup star for the United States. Started 5 of 7 games for the Americans in the World Cup. Scored in the finals against Japan. And there are some Portland fans in the stands here in Kansas City, and I saw a couple of Tobin Heath jerseys. Critical couple of weeks here in the National Women's Soccer League. One game already finished today, an early start between the Chicago Red Stars and Sky Blue FC, and they drew 1-1, so Chicago goes to 28 points, just 2 points off the top spot occupied by Seattle. Sky Blue FC, though, their season definitely still in doubt. And currently, the Washington Spirit have a 1-0 lead on Western New York, a goal in the 16th minute from Matheson as they are at halftime.
Well, this is very exciting. The last 2 free kicks Yell has taken from right here, she's hit in the upper right-hand corner, so let's see what she's going to do with this.
Saw her hit it against Western New York over the weekend. And look at the bend and the curl, just a little bit outside, but you see what we're talking about there. And Doug McClagan, who I did the game with on television over the weekend, said, it's very much bend it like Beckham right there.
Yeah, she spends every practice she puts in time hitting balls from the top of the box. And as you can see in the past couple of games, she's had success.
She's making her 13th start of the season tonight, and in her 16th appearance, she has 2 goals, including 1 match winner. Averbush is back from her forward position. And we'll see FC Kansas City almost looks like a 3-person back line with Leanne Robinson all the way up on the right, but I'm sure she'll drop back when needed. Tobin Heath will take the throw in for Portland. No doubt she'd be looking for Christine St. Clair at one point. Part of that fantastic run by the Canadian women's team at the World Cup, making it to the quarterfinals. Now FC Kansas City wrestles possession back. This is Erica Timrak. A nice back heel to Amy Rodriguez. Mandy Laddish making a run. Heather O'Reilly always making runs, and she's screaming for the ball over here on the near side.
I think that was smart by Amy Rodriguez to hang on to that ball. Heather was about 5 yards offside on that one.
Which, if anybody knows about offside, it would be Amy Rodriguez. Wilkinson. Now headed away by O'Reilly, and you'll see her flip back and forth from left to right all night long. Cycle it back to McCall Zerboni, making her 15th start of the campaign. She's played now over 1,200 minutes this season. Polkinghorn on the near side. And to get it to Farley. We're now 8 minutes in. Jillian, I like the pace of this game so far. This is up-tempo for two teams that just played on the weekend.
Absolutely. You know, there's some incredible athletes on this field right now, both national players and everything. But Coach Vladko Andonovsky at practice was just saying the style of play is so similar that it will be an intense match, all 90 minutes.
Farley sends it across. Nicole Barnhart will bring it in one more time. Leanne Robinson on the outside. Home side was very happy for her in the game over the weekend against Western New York. Got her first goal of the season, and she's one of those defensive players who does a lot of dirty work, doesn't get a lot of credit, but rewarded with a goal.
She does. Everyone on the team agrees. Every time they can get Leanne in the attack, it's more exciting.
Erica Timrak spinning through the midfield, but she learned a little bit of that from Lauren Holiday, who's out injured, one of the U.S. national team stars who scored in the finals. This is the second game she's missed since being back. And Portland Thorn not without, they're also missing a big star, and Alex Morgan, who had knee surgery after the World Cup. So she is out, and she is not here. Her husband had played with Sporting KC earlier this season, the men's team in Major League Soccer, and he was traded to Orlando City a couple of weeks ago. But we did see Sydney LaRue here over the weekend with Western New York, and her husband Dom Dwyer plays for Sporting Kansas City, and he was here because he was yellow card suspended and couldn't go to Toronto.
And as you mentioned, Sydney LaRue stayed and autographed every single jersey and ball and spoke with every young lady that was here. I think that's such a powerful presence that she had. It was really great to see her.
All the World Cup stars that have come here to Kansas City since the World Cup have been fantastic. We saw the very first game back, the Houston Dash came in with Carly Lloyd, and of course she was in demand after that amazing hat trick in the finals against Japan, and she signed a ton of autographs. And Allie Krieger and Morgan Bryan, yeah,
Megan Klingenberg were both here.
They all signed a ton of autographs after the game, and we've seen that every week with all the World Cup stars. You know what, Jillian, when you're around them, they are really enjoying and soaking up the moment, because it's been 16 years since the U.S. women won, and all the women on the team, most of them had won Olympic championships and youth titles, but they had not won that World Cup.
Right, it definitely, man, I don't know what to compare that to.
There's nothing. That's it. It's World Cup, drop the mic.
That's right. It's really exciting to see them bring that intensity back to the NWSL, though. Every game, you wouldn't have known that they just put in as much time as they did internationally, so it's great to see the level of play here as well.
Emily Menges, the 23-year-old from Georgetown on the far side, to take the free kick, making her 17th start of the season. 2014 third-round pick. And FC Kansas City momentarily had a chance, and the game has kind of slowed down just a little bit.
Erica Timrak almost found Heather O'Reilly on that slotted ball, just picked off by the left defender. That could have been lethal.
Sinead Farley, who played the first season with FC Kansas City back in 2013 before moving on to Portland. Becca Morris tried to back heel, and she does connect with Timrak before it's knocked out of bounds by Polkinghorn. Polkinghorn's had a great career playing for the Brisbane Roar over in the A-League in Australia. 79 caps, making her 6th start of the season. Mandy Laddish, Amy Rodriguez. Rodriguez tries to get it to Timrack. And look at Heather O'Reilly. Storm out of nowhere. Burns through the defense, and she's offside. Flag is up on the far side of the field. When you saw over the weekend, Mandy Laddish, who we'll see in the midfield tonight, she, again, one of those players who may not show up on the score sheet, but boy, is going about 100 miles an hour, and she's box to box and sideline to sideline the whole night.
The presence she has on this team, her minutes are very meaningful. She's definitely one of the most improved players. She shows up every practice and makes the most of every minute. It's been exciting to see the growth out of her.
She's part of the championship team last year as a rookie, a small part of a national championship team at Notre Dame, which had, I believe, 6 women from Kansas City area high schools on that team. Tobin Heath with throw-in for Portland. Farley is almost run over by Averbush. This will be another throw-in for Farley. Tobin Heath skirts across the middle to Kaylin Kyle, the 26-year-old defender from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Say that 5 times fast.
Not going to try it. Jankowski, Averbush, and she overshoots Timrack by a little bit. Back to collected, Polkinghorn. Barely enough room on the back of the shirt to get the name on there. Just enough. In goal, we're looking at Michelle Betos, a 27-year-old from the University of Georgia. 13th start of the season, played over 1,000 minutes. She's 5-5-2, and has the best goals against. And here's Amy Rodriguez for FC Kansas City. Jen Buskowski was making a run, as was Timrack, and there's Buskowski, who scored in the last game. Now here's Averbush, left hand, tried to get it down on a pinwheel, wouldn't go. Becca Moros pushing up. Pinballs, and Moros will have a go at it. And why not, early on.
Well, we can't really talk about Betos without that goal she scored on us last game.
That was the last time these two teams met, back on June 19th. FC Kansas City had a 1-0 lead in the 94th minute. Betos came up for a corner kick and got it in for the equalizer. Now this comes near post to Betos, no problem. This is her first real shot at extended duty. Played for Seattle back in 2013, then played a little bit over in Europe in Cyprus. Made just 3 appearances last season with a couple of starts. So this is her first extended chance, and she's done well for Portland. Jen Buskowski battling with Kaylin Kyle. Now laid up to Heather O'Reilly. She got it a little too out far in front of her own feet. Far side, Portland. Sinclair battling with Amy Lepelbit. Lepelbit and Sovereign team up to blunt the attempt from Sinclair. Robinson being chased into the corner, and Portland's done a nice job with their pressure up front. Really stretching that Blues back line. Erica Timrack now. Slide tackle, and she hops over it. Still Timrack. She's got Rodriguez. Offside flag is up. And the Portland players had signaled for it, I think, before the pass was even made. But as we said, Amy Rodriguez, number 7 in the league in offside calls against this season, and that is number 15 in just 8 games. Polkinghorn, Heath. Look at Heath, she's so technically gifted on the ball. Rarely see Tobin Heath ever get stripped or dispossessed. Sinead Fairley with the throw in. Trying to pick out Sinclair, and does. Becky Sovereign heads it away, but still Fairley. Now Sinclair, and if Sinclair gets a shooting angle, get your popcorn and your camera phones ready, because it's something to behold. And now this could be on for FC Kansas City. Mandy Laddish looking for O'Reilly, and O'Reilly's got it, charging towards the 18 on the right side. Now pulling it back, looking for support. She's got it from Buskowski. Buskowski will take a shot with the left foot. It's about 4.5 feet wide of the post. Back to Sinclair. You want to talk about a scoring gift that very few people on planet Earth have. In 228 games with the Canadian national team, 155 international goals. That's third in the history of women's soccer, only behind Mia Hamm and Abby Wambach. And now we've got, I believe, a hydration stop here. And Tobin Heath is down, so the physios are going to go check her out while the other players try to hydrate. It is not quite as hot as it's been the last few days in Kansas City, but it is definitely humid and uncomfortable. So Tobin Heath is being looked at right now for Portland. You know, Jillian, this is what you'd expect from the two teams that have been to the semifinals in each of the first two seasons in the league, each team winning a championship. This is the kind of soccer you expect.
Oh, definitely. Both teams came out right away. I think we saw FC Kansas City with the first attack, but Portland has been all over every loose ball. They're matched up man-to-man pretty tightly, and this is it. This is good soccer. I'm excited.
Tobin Heath is being asked to make her way to the sideline until she can get ready to go back in. Looks like she got maybe a little ding in the knee or ankle. Tobin Heath with the national team during the World Cup, making her 9th start of the season for Portland. So she's played a lot of minutes despite all the time spent at the World Cup. Started 5 of those 7 games. Also part of that runner-up American squad in 2011 and an Olympic gold medalist.
It's a pretty unique moment. Lauren Holiday hopped up off our bench to go make sure she was all right. She looked back at our coaches and said, oh, she's fine. And now she enters the match again.
Tobin Heath and Lauren Holiday, both 27 years old, but of course Lauren Holiday announced within 48 hours of the World Cup Championship that she was retiring from international soccer. It's believed this will be her final season in the National Women's Soccer League. Says it's time for family. Now Sinead Fairley for Portland. She's got Sinclair making a run down the middle with Amy LaPelbit stride for stride with her. Now Tobin will try to get across the front, headed away by LaPelbit.
Back to Holiday. I had a great conversation with her, and not only is she a ferocious player, but really a woman of character. And she said, you know, my goal was to win an NWSL championship and the World Cup. And I proudly did both, and now I'm ready to focus on family.
As an Olympic gold medal, and she spends so much time away from her husband, Drew Holiday, who is in the NBA, is an all-star. He's with New Orleans, just joined them last year, and so they can spend a lot more time together. Both UCLA products.
Self-proclaimed super fan, was at every World Cup match, which I think is really cool.
And now this will be a free kick in a good spot for Portland. Now to take it will be Tobin Heath. About 25 yards, 20 yards outside the 18. Our match official is backing up the Blues two-person wall made up by O'Reilly and Rodriguez. Heath will take the right-footed shot, dump it right in front of the box. Could have been a dangerous area, but Averbush clears it out. And now a moment of perhaps a little bit of sloppiness, almost gave up a corner, and now this will be a throw-in on the far side. Now it'll be a corner for Portland, so they'll get their second. And now they change the call again. It's back to being a throw-in. So throw in on the far side for Portland, Allie Long.
Anything close to that box and you see Amy LaPelbet just tracking Sinclair, and every step she takes, she's right with her.
So Rodriguez let it slide through for O'Reilly, who was making an overlapping run. Now they'll make the full switch to the left. Now FC Kansas City trying to probe to find a way through, and been locked up the last few minutes as we are in minute 22.
I hear Coach Vladko Andonovski saying, find Heather, find O'Reilly. So we're looking for that opposite side switch. He's asking Becca Moros to switch that ball. Let's see if this one.
Now Sauerbrun's going to have to track it back all the way to Nicole Barnhart, her home goal.
Great flick.
Now this is on again. This is Mandy Laddish, has Rodriguez. Here's Rodriguez in alone as she just overstepped the ball, and the coaching staff for FC Kansas City can't believe it. Just stepped right over the top. Now here's Zerboni.
The level of intensity, this was a quick transition on both teams' part.
Allie Long, Christine St. Clair, as dangerous a combo as you'll find in the Women's Soccer League anywhere in the world, and tried to backheel was Tobin Heath and just kind of misconnected, is similar to what Amy Rodriguez just did on the other end.
Right, within what, a minute of each other?
Yeah. You can hear
That's a
Blacko and
great
Nanofsky
ball.
saying, go, 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 go. Here's Erica Timrak. Flag is down. Assessing her options. It's set away by Zerboni. She's claiming it went off Timrak's knee, but the referee says nope. This will be a throw-in. No, this will be a corner for the Blues. So their first corner, it'll be Timrak to take it. We saw Leanne Robinson take these in the game against Western New York.
Typically, Lauren Holiday would have hit this ball,
Yeah, 100%. So Timrak will take her chance, and it's a low skip shot. Sauerbrunn tried to backheel it. Rodriguez kept it in. Now still Sauerbrunn lays it off to Timrak. Makes a move on Polkinghorn. Tries to make another move on Zerboni. And Portland will send it away before Sauerbrunn heads it back in. Throw in by Moros. Chested down by Rodriguez. Zerboni there for Portland. Allie Long down on a heap, and this will be a free kick for Portland. And just checking an update in Washington and Western New York, and the Spirits still have a 1-0 lead, and it's big for Washington as they're trying to get closer to the top and home field advantage, and big for Western New York because their playoff hopes will be in danger if they don't pick up at least a point here. And now both sides are arguing about where to take the free kick, and Amy Rodriguez is very upset. Kat Williamson, the McKinney, Texas native, University of Florida product, to take it. Overshot in the park. And Leanne Robinson on the far side being matched up with Mana Shim. Not called her name tonight other than when the game started.
Great
now
flick
Mandy
from
Laddish
A-Rod.
down the right side. Look at Laddish
Look
making
at
the
me.
moves. Curling in a shot. Just unable to connect up with Heather O'Reilly at the top of the 18.
Love the attitude out of Mandy Laddish going forward on that ball.
Now it's Becky Sauerbrunn all the way up from her central defensive position. Becca Moros, she's going to the far side, trying to pick out O'Reilly. This could be on for O'Reilly. Right-footed shot is down, skips in front of the net.
Oh.
A-Rod is there, the ball is free. Over in front the pass, and FC Kansas City fails to capitalize.
And that was the diagonal ball Coach Vladko was asking her to hit earlier. Wow, that was close.
Boy, several chances. O'Reilly was there, Rodriguez was there. Just could not quite put the finishing touch on there. Minute 26. This game is not lacked for excitement. Moros with the throw in. Zerboni takes it for Portland. Trying to launch the other way, Shim. Looking up ahead to Sinclair, headed by Sauerbrunn and Moros. Amy Lepelbit, veteran of a couple of World Cups. Leanne Robinson streaking down the right side now with O'Reilly out on the wing. She'll lay it off for O'Reilly. Here's O'Reilly again, speed to burn, crossing in front, right in the middle. Timrak is there, and Oakingham clears it away. Averbush, and she's calling for a handball. And Boy, Portland player took a direct shot that's Fairley, and I think she might have taken one right off the chin or right in the
face, maybe.
Right in the face. That was a wicked shot by Aberbush.
And at close proximity as well.
I mean, she wasn't 2 feet away from Aberbush when Aberbush attempted to take the shot. We'll look at a replay here. And here's a look for you. Look how close Fairley is. Oh! I think it went right off her cheek and maybe her ear a little bit. So Sinead Fairley is down. Former FC Kansas City player. 16 starts this season for Portland. Scoreless in minute 28.
But not lacking for excitement, that's for sure.
Sinead Fairley still being attended to. She is sitting up. See, she is shaken up as she's walking off. Paul Riley, second-year head coach of Portland, will have to think about a substitution here after he gets words from the trainers, as the FC Kansas City trainers over to offer assistance.
She's moving slowly.
Yes. And the trainer just looked at the coach and put a hand up. Checking her eyes over on the sideline here, and that would, you don't want to speculate, but that leads you to believe that they would be giving her a concussion test, at least an initial sideline test. So we are back on as we're approaching the half-hour mark. Aberbush for FC Kansas City chips to the far side. O'Reilly, and she would love to do that all night long until she puts one in the back of the net. Sinead Fairley still being attended to, and the FC Kansas City trainer is on the phone, so they may be asking for a little extra assistance. Becca Moros. Jen Buzzkowski got a goal over the weekend against Western New York, her first of the season. Again, another of those dirty work players. Nice to see get a reward. Now here's Erica Timrak.
Oh, it's through. And it's just pretty far out of Heather O'Reilly's reach on that one.
And Sinead Farley is now walking back towards the Portland bench, and we're going to see a change here for Portland. She looks like
she just took a ball to the face.
Yeah. She's dazed, definitely. And I hate to see that. And a nice sporting gesture by head coach Vlatko Andonovski of FC Kansas City to give a handshake to Farley, because he coached her in her very first year in professional soccer in the NWSL. She played professionally before that, but in the NWSL, he's her first coach. And now this could be on for Portland. Christine St. Clair. Allie Long. Outside to Zerboni, is all the way up from her right back position. Still Zerboni inside the 18, back out to the top, and Tobin Heath misfires from the top of the 18. Sinclair lays it off. Here's Allie Long. Tobin Heath dancing on the ball in front of Buzzkowski. Still Heath. Still Heath. Looking for Allie Long to make a cutting run. Outside to Zerboni. Boney sends it near post, and Tobin Heath was there, and Allie Long was there, and just couldn't quite get the finishing touch on it. So Sinead Farley is out.
Looks like Kendall Johnson
will be the substitute. 24-year-old from Portland, Oregon, hometown kid. Began her career with Sky Blue FC before coming back home. Also played a little bit in Australia last year. So Kendall Johnson making her 15th appearance of the season. And Sinead Farley is unable to go any further after taking a wicked ball right to the side of her head. So Sinead Farley gone at the half-hour mark. But when she was here in Kansas City, super nice kid, just a great hard-working soccer player. Now Portland tried to break through out on the left flank. Amy LePelbet there to close it down, as she's done so many times in her career. World Cup veteran, Olympic gold medalist. This is her first full season back. She missed a lot of 2013 after tearing her knee. She's had a series of injuries in her career. Began to come back last year, got in some games, and this is her first season back at 100%, and she's certainly playing like it. Throw in by FC Kansas City goes to Jen Buskowski. Andy Laddish looking for Erica Timrack, who's pulled a little bit more to the right. Portland will cut that out. Kaylin Kyle. Tobin Heath is all the way out here on the near side by herself, but I'm sure that won't be for long. There she is. She's on the ball, quickly closed down by Timrack and Moros.
Great help from Averbush on that as well.
Well, Averbush really tracks back from that forward position.
Incredibly technically sound, but also just a very high soccer IQ. Reads the game very well. Being asked to play out of position, she's equally as successful.
Averbush got some time with the Arsenal ladies last year in the Nestle Cup. She's an imposing presence on the field. Now Timrack after the turnover by Portland. Here's Amy Rodriguez. Has Mandy Laddish. Has O'Reilly. Trying to get to O'Reilly. Here's O'Reilly inside the 18. Portland calling for the offside flag. They don't get it this time. O'Reilly will circle back. Restart it with Leanne Robinson. Robinson charging in with the confidence from last week's goal. Laddish. Rodriguez. Lays it off to Laddish. Now inside Timrack. Moros will race. Track it down. Here's Timrack. Shot right foot right into the arms of the Portland goalkeeper, Bedos, who's called on to make another big save.
Portland did a good job of getting numbers behind the ball on that one, as FCKC sent both their outside backs into that attack. That could have been rough if they weren't transitioning quickly.
Thorns trying to link up with Sinclair up top, who's up there by herself with Allie Long playing in behind. Pelbit, Robinson, O'Reilly, Laddish trying to launch it. Timrack's on the far side, near side calling for it. Rodriguez would like it. Still Laddish. Tries to find Rodriguez, and it's tipped away. Nicely done by Kaylin Kyle. Not out of danger yet, though. There's Becca Moros. Slides it out to Timrack. Tries to send it to the far post, and it's headed away by Portland, but Buskowski is there to hold it in. Back to Averbush, who fires with the right foot and a bit overheated. This goes about 10 yards over the crossbar. Allie Long, Tobin Heath. For shooting angles, looking up front. Allie Long is there, and well, there, I think Portland thought there might have been a handball.
I think they were asking for the touch from Amy Lapelbit to Barnhart as an intentional, but it looked unintentional from here.
It was pretty quick. Good call. Yeah, I don't. That's the call that Portland wanted. And a whistle, and our match official wants to have some words with Jen Buzzkowski about the physicality of that last play as her and Zerboni got into it a little bit.
Buzzkowski is a great competitor. Every drill at practice, she's yelling at somebody for not working hard enough or doing something. So clearly she's gonna hassle the ref on that one.
Tobin Heath will take this from just outside the center circle area, closer to the FC KC goal. And Tobin Heath sends it to the top of the box. Buzzkowski heads it away. Now headed back in for Portland. Nice job by Zerboni. She sends it out wide, trying to link up with Kendall Johnson, the sub for Sinead Farley, who was withdrawn back at the half-hour mark. And looking at Farley on the sideline, she's got a bag of ice on her nose and cheek area. There's Buzzkowski. One of those players, you love her if she's your teammate, you don't really like her if she's your opponent. Now FC Kansas City trying to get to Rodriguez, who tried to outrun Polkinghorn, but it's sent aside. And a quick throw in taken by Moros. Erica Timrack now charging towards the top of the 18. Mandy Laddish. And Tobin Heath all the way back to try to clear that out. Christine St. Clair going down but holding up to keep possession.
That was impressive. Great read by Becky on that.
Christine St. Clair is one of those players, you know, she's been in a lot of big games and scored a lot of big goals, and I don't want to look at her age because I won't believe it if I see it. Throwing in the near side for Portland. This will be Polkinghorn. Sinclair.
Right away, keep going.
And watching Sinclair, even in high definition, the best broadcast in the world at the World Cup, doesn't do justice to seeing her in person.
Here we go, in this hole. Come on, boss, win it.
We cross into minute 41. Final few minutes of half number 1. 0-0 our score line. Game played earlier today. Chicago Red Stars drew level 1-1 with Sky Blue FC. And now FC Kansas City down the right flank. O'Reilly once again nutmegged her opponent but couldn't get on the other side of it. Still a good fight in front. Kaylin Kyle, Tobin Heath. Sinclair and Long are just pushing forward. Kendall Johnson battling with Leanna Robinson. Two forceful players battling on that far sideline. Now watch out. Tobin Heath, Becca Moros. Slides it across the Long, who takes a left red shot, tried to curl it into that upper 90, but just a couple of feet outside of that corner.
Organize now, Allie, organize.
Now to just kind of update you on Sinead Farley again, keeping an eye on her on the police. She added time after the injury to Farley. Glancing down at the sideline clock, it looks like they're going to add 3 minutes here onto the end of the first half. But we'll wait for the official indication. And now the board is up from our sideline official, and it will be an additional 3 minutes. So we have reached the full 45. We'll now play 3 more. Now here's Heather O'Reilly. And Amy Rodriguez is onside, trying to race to it. And
tonight's media meal was provided by Sarpino's Pizza. At halftime, we have no score. Shots are 7-3 in favor of FCKC. Neither team has a shot on goal or a
crucial. So I know the intensity level will continue to rise here as Portland looks like to be creating some sort of attack. Whoop, we got it back through the middle.
regain possession in the center of the park, and it's so tough to break through, especially with Jen Buskowski there and Aver Bush paired with her tonight, who got the start. And it was unfortunate. It's the way the game works out. She didn't get a ton of minutes at the World Cup, but when you train against the best players in the world every single day, it makes your teammates better, and it makes you better as a player.
And she came back hungry from that.
And Portland has got to find a way to at least pull one back and get themselves back into this one. Zerboni now all the way on the far side, be a throw-in for Portland. Zerboni looking for help. She finds Sinclair, back to Zerboni. Back to Sinclair, chested up in the air. Look at her footwork, dancing at the top of the 18, inside the corner. 5 Blues players around Sinclair to get that away. That's a lot of respect. He's had to throw 5 blue shirts at Sinclair. Now here's Sanderson. Now the box now Sinclair. This ball will skip past Polkinghorn, and they'll have to restart the attack. Minute 68. 2-0, the home side Blues. Now racing back is Johnson. Get it to Betos. Johnson came in as a sub in minute 33 in place of Sinead Farley. Huge shot from Averbush. Direct hit with the ball. About 2 feet away. Your FC Kansas City obviously like the position of this game, having a 2-0 lead at home, but goalkeeper Nicole Barnhart leads the league with 5 shutouts this season. And whenever you ask her about shutouts, she'll say, well, look who I have in front of me. I have Leanne, I have Becky, I have Becca, I have Amy. It's a pretty good back four. On the Blues, perhaps set up a third. I know the coaches in Kansas City believe it, and if you talk to people around the league and people at the World Cup level, many will tell you that Becky Salvren is the best center back on planet Earth.
She's by far my MVP. All around.
She had to bring along a young Julie Johnston at the World Cup. Played in some big games, and there were some moments where the flag is out, they'll be offside on the Blues, but there was one moment in particular where Julie Johnston was responsible for an opposition goal, and her teammates, including Becky, rallied around her and said, look, this is big, you got to get back into the game, and she did. Credit the veteran leadership on that American squad. Now Amy Rodriguez, if she can race it here, she'll have a chance. And she's calling for a foul, and she'll get it. And this could be the last defender back. That's a yellow card. It's going to be on Menges. Not quite the last person. We're going to see a third substitution coming for Portland. As we'll see Ayo, Ananma, 26-year-old from Equatorial Guinea, come in. She's played a lot with her national team and has played in some big games in the African tournament. Tube stream there. Our the facility where FC Kansas City plays is down in a little bit of a valley, so be some challenges on occasion. But if you missed it, Portland just used their third and final substitution. Here's Amy Rodriguez looking for a third goal for the Blues, and it's tipped away, and the Blues think they have a corner, and they do.
Great first touch on the move from Amy Rodriguez. Kept the momentum going forward, just couldn't get quite around the ball.
So that substitution for Portland, Ayo on for Kyle in minute 71, so they are out of substitutions. And Heather O'Reilly is going to take her time getting to the corner for this kick. She waved off Leanne Robinson.
You know, one thing we did at practice this week, a lot of the girls with the majority of the minutes took some time off. Everybody got refreshed and rejuvenated in this short week in between games.
And this will be a right-footed outswinger for O'Reilly, and that goes right to the center of the 18, headed up in the air by the Blues. Portland has it. Tobin Heath trying to clear it, having some trouble. Here's O'Reilly. Here's Rodriguez now. Sitting in front for Averbush, left-footed shot, and it just goes to the right of the post. Number 3 was almost there for the Blues.
Well-driven ball, kept it low, just a bit wide right.
You saw the power on the goal she scored against Western New York, and wow, she has some serious leg strength.
She is a technical genius and spends all free time possible setting up YouTube channels for youth soccer players to learn new tricks and new skills. I highly recommend you checking her out.
And now Portland looking for a way to pull one back. Becca Morris will send it away. And if you look up Averbush's YouTube channel and you search by her name, so
yeah,
I was going to spell
football.
it because...
Well, it's the
Y?
letter Y and then F-U-T-B-O-L. And she has some amazing drills on there, whether it be juggling or just technical touches. She actually, when she moved here to Kansas City, she bought an extra garage at the apartment complex and put down turf inside that garage, and she only uses it for footwork. So she's definitely embracing the just the opportunity to continue developing, even though she's played at the level she has.
And Becca Morris was down there for just about 30 seconds. She took a shot to the face, which now we've seen for the second time tonight. It was Ayo, who's just into the game for Portland, and she will take the throw in for the Thorns. And it's Sinclair, pops it up to the front of the box, and Leanne Robinson will send it over the end line for a Portland corner. Two Thorns players down the corner discussing what they're going to do. Allie Long and Tobin Heath. And Allie Long will walk away, and this will be Heath with a left-footed outswinger. She'll go to the center. Nicole Barnhart skies high over the top of everybody for the save. I apologize for the mispronunciation. It's Ao who's into the game, not Io. Ao. Glanced at it real quick. Sometimes that happens. And now here's Heather O'Reilly. Flag stays down. Near side running. Looking for a third one for the Blues. And she'll send it across. Mandy Laddish is there. And now a shot fired and popped up into the air. It's Erica Timrak, number 3, and that may do it.
Beautiful finish. Great run down the line from Heather O'Reilly. Amy Rodriguez found her in stride. O'Reilly found the backside, and Erica Timrak just hit it home. Beautiful finish.
And there's the cross by O'Reilly. Timrak's got a smile as big as you can imagine. She's been waiting for that for a while. That's her 3rd goal of the season, coming in start number 16. 2013 NWSL Rookie of the Year. She's been working so hard all night long, and she gets the payoff there, 3-0, as that comes in minute 76.
I believe she still has the quickest goal in the NWSL. 24 seconds into the match she scored.
A 3-0 lead for FC Kansas City, and this comes on the heels of a 4-0 win over Western New York. So an offensive explosion in a matter of 5 days. And now Sinclair goes down hard, and I think that might be a yellow for LaPelbit. Maybe not. They'll just whistle a foul. Sinclair's down in a heap. I think LaPelbit's getting as far away from the match official as she can. And this will be a free kick in a dangerous spot. And it looks like Frances Silva is set to sub on for FC Kansas City. This would be the first substitution for the Blues. Tobin Heath lines up about 9 yards outside the 18. Rodriguez and O'Reilly forming the wall. And it's up towards the far post, and initially spilled by Barnhart, but before it hits the ground, able to collect it. Looking for shutout number 6 is Nicole Barnhart in that FC Kansas City defense. Minute 78. Time slipping away from Portland to try to get back into this one. And this will be a substitution now. Frances Silva will come on. We saw her come in the last minutes against Western New York and dribble in from the right side into the 18 and had an outstanding assist as she slid it across for Jen Buskowski. And Heather O'Reilly gets a nice ovation. Silva gets a nice ovation. And Heather O'Reilly, once again, leaves with a smile. And Sinclair will send it to Ao on the far side. Header up, and that'll be 2 feet wide right for Ao. Io, pardon me. And FC Kansas City will try to kill off the final 9+ minutes of this match with a 3-0 lead. And again, this would be a big 3 points for the Blues for that 4th and final playoff spot. And if you want to look down the road at the schedule ahead for these two sides, Momentarily lost our audio part of the stream, so we are back for the final 9 minutes as we are in minute 81. Mentioning if you're looking down the schedule at what lies ahead for these two sides to try to get critical points as the push for the playoffs is officially on. For the Portland Thorns, coming up August 22nd, they'll be on the road at Sky Blue FC. Back home August 30th against the Washington Spirit, and September 4th on the road at Western New York. And now FC Kansas City perhaps trying to equalize what they did this weekend with a fourth goal. There's Francis Silva just into the game as she's invited in. Buskowski on the far side. Races to the end line. And she'll hold it in. Silva. Becca Moros. Silva got a well done from Coach Andonovsky. You can hear those sideline mics. Buskowski, back heel, little pass to Moros. Maybe a little running down the clock here, and Moros is going to charge in against 3 defenders, and Silva is there to maintain possession. Timrak, one of our goal scorers tonight. And now a little move, Francis Silva. She keeps it in, and it's saved by Betos, and there's a small collision inside towards the 6-yard box. We gave you the schedule for Portland. Sky Blue FC, Washington, and Western New York. For FC Kansas City coming up August 22nd, home to Boston. August 27th, also home against Washington. Both of those 7 p.m. kicks in the final game on the road September 6th against Sky Blue FC. Here's Tobin Heath for Portland. Trying to get a cross in, initially tipped by Averbush. And FC Kansas City will have it back, but not so fast. Johnson. Long. Sanderson. Polkinghorn. Polkinghorn will send it in. Perhaps looking for Sinclair, and just a yard and a half too far, and Sinclair gives a thumbs up. It was a good idea. Just about a yard and a half off, and FC Kansas City preparing for a third and final substitution as Liz Bogus is set to check in. Their second substitution, pardon me. Bogus said to get on.
Substitution on the field for FC Kansas City.
And Erica Timrak, one of our goal scorers, will be withdrawn in place of Bogus in minute 83. And for Bogus, this will mark her 16th appearance for the Blues this season. Erica Timrak gets a nice welcome to the bench. So 2 of our 3 goal scorers are now out, and it looks like Sarah Hagan is going to make her way to the 4th official to check in as well. Now Francis Silva just into the game, trying to catch Rodriguez, and Liz Bogus, pardon me, who's just in.
The Blues surely did respond the way Coach Hugh Williams was expecting, I hope. They are looking for the passes earlier. You haven't seen any offside calls this half, maybe one. Definitely changing the attack has been successful.
Mandy Laddish in to slow down Allie Long, and she does. It'll still be a throw-in for the Thorns. And the Blues will try to get that sub in here in minute 84. Sarah Hagan, and Amy Rodriguez comes off to a loud ovation from the home crowd. Gets 2 high fives from Vlatko Andonovsky. Buskowski and battle. There's Sanderson. Now Sinclair, left foot right at Barnhart. So each side has used their allotted 3 substitutions. But the 3 that matter right now are the goals scored by FC Kansas City. Mandy Laddish back at the hour mark. Erica Timrak in minute 76. And O'Reilly had one in minute 63. 3-0 lead. That's 7 goals in 5 days for FC Kansas City, and have yet to surrender a goal over that time.
Coach Vlatko Andonovsky is not shy about saying we are a very good home team. It's hard to beat us at home. We play our best soccer while at home in front of our fans.
And Now that's up, and Francis Silva with a chance. Racing in, sends it across, and oh, just can't quite finish there for Bogus. And we have a player down for Portland. That is Menges who is down for the Thorns.
Referee signaled for a trainer right away.
And we'll look at a replay here in front. She was out of frame on whatever happened that brought her down. Nice ovation for Menges as she'll have to come to the sideline. For FC Kansas City, this would be back-to-back wins and back-to-back shutouts. So Nicole Barnhart looking for shutout number 6, and sportingly, Sarah Hagen will send it back to Bedos after the injury to Menges.
I hate to jinx it, but back-to-back 4-0 shutouts would be nice.
Feeling greedy? Laskowski will send it back to Sauerbrunn, who's now also has the sleeves up. She can see the finish line. Sarah Hagen out to Leanne Robinson. And
There's
Leanne
the
Robinson
early
will
ball.
slide across to Silva, and Silva takes it and just misses wide right.
And I think although we played it early, I'm not quite sure if she was on or offside on that one.
Whistle and a foul. This would be a free kick for Portland. Silva looking for that first goal of the 2015 campaign. Averbush and Hagen pressuring Allie Long, who's all the way back from her attacking position. Bedos will send it forward. Sinclair, but Sauerbrunn is there to head it down. Sinclair tried to slide in front of Mandy Laddish, but it's Averbush who ends up with possession. Here's Silva. Quickly looking for an option. Here's Sarah Hagen. And Bogus in the middle if she wants it. Here's Silva to hold it in for the Blues. Silva dancing outside the front, but is dispossessed by Kendall Johnson as they both go sliding into the corner. Minute 89. We'll wait for an indication of stoppage time. You know, this has been such a close series between these two over the years. You talk about they've matched up in the semifinals in each of the first 2 seasons of league play. All time against each other, 4-4-2. And they had the tie earlier this season, so this is very different. There's Liz Bogus pushing in, sliding across, and Bedos will send it over the end line, and this will be a goal kick, though. It's off a Blues player.
Definitely some history between the two teams, and I think you have to account for Alex Morgan being out. Could be a different game with her presence. However, the similar style of play, you know, it's been an intense match. It's an exciting game.
And the Blues will have a ton of confidence after playing Western New York in a game that was very important for both sides, and for FC Kansas City to walk away with a 4-0 win was big. And now taking on a Portland side that they've had some great battles with in the first 3 years in the league, and to win this one 3-0 is big. Now Liz Bogus racing down the far side. She'll slide it in, and the Thorns will attempt to clear it out. Kat Williamson. Becca Moros was popping up and down like a pogo stick, trying to keep that from Blues, and now a shot fired from Laddish. We have reached full time, and the indication is we will have 3 minutes added on here. So 3 minutes of stoppage time. And will that be enough for the Thorns to pull one back, pull two back, or perhaps equalize with a third? Not much time. Sinclair had it for a moment, but Lepelbit ends up with it. Now Buzzkowski send it out wide to Becca Moros. Liz Bogus. She comes in as a sub. She is full of fire. Buzzkowski. Sarah Hagan. Sarah Hagan, the one change from that 4-0 victory over Western New York. She did not start this one.
Hagan brings a different game. She's such a textbook target forward. And when we hit her in the air or her feet, she can be lethal.
Silva is there to slow down the Thorns attack. A throw in for Portland on the near side. Polkinghorn trying to look up to Sinclair, headed by Becky Sauerbrunn. Andy Laddish. Leanne Robinson. Try to burn some clock. Again, 3 minutes of stoppage time added on. And we are halfway through that now.
Neither team's slowing down, though.
And Sarah Hagan is offside for FC Kansas City. And we have now crossed into that final minute of stoppage time. And you can see the players after the whistle. About half the players on the field are all bent over at the waist, just gasping for air. And this is going to be a foul call against Portland, so FC Kansas City gets a free kick, and it'll be Buzzkowski, Becca Moros. 30 seconds left to burn off. And this would be another huge win. 4-0 over Western New York, 3-0 over the Portland Thorns, going into the final 3 games, first 2 of which are at home before finishing on the road at Sky Blue FC, and the mountain of confidence for the defending NWSL champions. Now Portland, one last counter perhaps to launch, and Sinclair will try to run it down. Look at Amy Lepelbit, the 2 veterans who have clashed at the international level for years. And there is the final whistle. Well, Jillian, I would say I've mentioned this 15 times in the last 30 minutes, but what a confidence boost for this squad to pour in 7 goals in 2 games with back-to-back shutouts.
Absolutely. It's the race for the playoffs now, and we're building confidence as we get there. So I think 2 more games at home will be great. Hopefully we'll get some more wins under our belt, and we'll see what happens postseason.
All right, the goals tonight for Mandy Laddish at the hour mark. 3 minutes later, Heather O'Reilly with the assist from Amy Rodriguez to make it 2-0. And then the finishing touch, Erica Timrak in minute 76. 3-0 FC Kansas City with a big midweek win over the rivals from Portland. The next game for the Blues is coming up August 22nd at home against Boston at 7 o'clock. For Portland Thorns fans, they'll be on the road again August 22nd at Sky Blue FC, and then finally back home on August 30th. I want to say thanks to our broadcast engineer, Brad Zimmerman, for helping us out tonight, and Jillian Carroll. I'm Brad Porter. See you next time.
Thank you.